But now just very quickly, let me go over some of the things that you have invested in by helping us to go to the mission field and to be out there for so many years. Actually, we are finishing up now 46 years in missions. We've been on the field for 46 years. And by God's grace, we'll keep on until Jesus comes. That's our purpose and the plan and the call that God has given us to do this as long as we can for the glory of God and to reach as many people as we can in our lifetime. Since we were with you, we've helped to build about 50 tribal churches up in the mountains where there are no missionaries, and where actually in some areas up there, no churches have ever been up there. These people are totally pagan. But we have been able to build these churches. Tribal men have been saved, called into the ministry. Many of them could not even read, didn't have a Bible in their hands. So what we've been doing, we built a training center, and on Monday we bring them in and keep them until Wednesday and teach them a message that they can go back and preach from memory. So they go back and do that until we can teach them how to read and to write, and then give them their own Bible in their own language. And today, in fact, you might have mentioned this, but we had about 15 of these tribal preachers that recently applied for credentials in the southern Mindanao district. And they came out of those mountains, and now they have credentials that they can read and they can write and they can preach and use their own Bible. Well, and we're certainly happy about that. Amen. One of the other things that we're doing right now, we are buying bicycles for them because they have no automobiles up there. For $50, we can buy a bicycle, a mountain bike. And for $50, we can buy a guitar. And for $50, we can put 50 Bibles in their hand. So they'll take their bicycle, their guitar, and the 50 Bibles, and they'll preach throughout their own village and win people for Christ and bring them into their church. These people don't have much money. Let me tell you, you would be surprised if you could see how they live. They basically live off what they can dig out of the ground, what they can grow on the side of the mountains, are the fruits that are there, like the pineapple or the bananas, papaya, things like that. These are things that they live on mainly. And in the mountains, they hardly have any rice to eat, so it's a real treat when they can get rice to eat. I made one trip into a place called the Mundo tribe on the island of Panay, and they live high in the mountains. And one of the things they never get is salt. They have no salt, and so we took 25 pounds of salt. We sent the message ahead of us that we were coming, and we needed some tribal men to come down and help us. So they sent a group of tribal men to meet us, and we divided that salt up into 25-pound bags, and we put it on their shoulders. But before they put it on their shoulders, they reached in and got that salt, and they began to eat it just like peanuts. I'm telling you, I've never seen anybody eat salt like that. Boy, they were so happy to get that salt, they just started eating it like that. Also, sometimes I have a little fun with them because I was wearing contact lenses, for instance, and I said to my interpreter, I was sitting in a bamboo hut with me, one of these tribal people all sitting around there listening to me talk through the interpreter. And I said to him, I said, now, tell them that I can take my eyes out. And they said, what? And I said, you watch this now. And I took those contact lenses right out there, and then I looked at them, and boy, they backed up, you know. And right away they were saying, can you see? Can you see? I said, oh, yes, I can see. So we have fun with those people up there every now and then. But these are precious people that really need the gospel. And here's one of the problems that we have up there, that they do not have the ability to read. They haven't been taught to read. So there's no Bible in their language. No Bible in their language. So what has to happen is you preach to them about Jesus Christ, and you tell them He's the Savior. And if they will believe upon Him, they can be saved. And that's what they live on. They live on just faith in Jesus Christ. And so we try to get messages to them. We try to get Bibles to them. We try to teach them or bring them into a training school where they can be taught and have the message in their own language and have their own Bibles also. It's marvelous when you can take $1 and buy a Bible in the language of the people. You can't buy a Bible here for $1. At least I haven't bought one in a long time for $1. But you can do that there. So that's why we give them the bicycles, the Bibles, and the guitars. They learn to play those guitars right away, and they learn to sing. They're good singers. And they are able to evangelize in their villages. Another thing that we are doing, we are building these tribal churches. As I mentioned there, we've built, within the last 2 years, about 50 of these tribal churches. And we have these tribal pastors pastoring them. But since they have very little money, they will get in their offering approximately 50 pesos for the month. 50 pesos a month. You know how much that is in the American dollar? $1. That's $1. About $1 a month is what they have from their offerings. We have a young lady that we just built a new church last year and dedicated it in the month of August. And we have a young lady that's taking the pastor. In fact, she went in there and evangelized those people. And she had a group of people following her. So we built a church there. Bought property, built a church. Built a little side house for her to live in. It's about I say about a 15 by 15 building. That's what she lives in. But we went and dedicated that in August. And she had about 99 people there for the dedication. That was great. That was great. Now that's the only church in that village. The only church. Not even a Catholic church there. But she is the pastor of those people and really reaching out. So we try to help her with about $50 a month, at least for 1 year, until she has enough money coming in, or help coming in, that she can have rice to eat and continue to pastor that church. Another thing we've been doing since we saw you, we have supported our Bible college. We just completed a new administration building for our Bible college, and we dedicated that also in the month of August. That Bible school is doing great, and we're graduating now people out that are going into the ministry with a 4-year degree in theology. So they are well prepared for the ministry that God has called them to. Now, if you are sending a young person to college here, you know what the price of it is. Anybody having a young person in college around here? Can you get them in there for about $100?
Get them over there for $100.
That cost me. I know what you mean. Well, you know something? For $500, we can take a student and give him a full year of education in our Bible school. $500. For $2,000, we can put him through 4 years of Bible college and graduate him with a bachelor's